saying suspect is in a building. So we are Park Avenue, 345 Park Avenue, East 52nd Street. Massive police response. Apparently, NYPD has been shot. Some civilians have been shot. We just don't know how many. At least one.
Holy shit. All right, let me pause this real quick. Okay. This is what's going on right now in Manhattan. Breaking active shooter incident reported on Park Ave near East 52nd Street in Manhattan. One man confirmed shot potentially with AR-15. Approximately 100 people are hiding from the gunman. NYPD has deployed a significant response. The suspect is a Middle Eastern male. Oh, man. Here we go. Is it false flag time, chat? Is it false flag time? You can see special response teams coming in right here. Holy. Wow. Wow. And guys, this literally is within the last 20 minutes. Holy shit. Whoever this guy is, he's got a fucking death wish, bro. Man. So, from what it looks like, chat, it looks like what we got on the ground basically right now is a Middle Eastern male, allegedly, with a rifle of some kind, whether it's an AR or a AK-47, opened fire, struck one or multiple people, and is now barricaded in a building somewhere. And the police, it looked like a special team, at least we saw it here on stream, a special response team has, obviously went into building.
This is in the area 345 Park Avenue.
Oh my gosh. Walks in, the guy's wearing, hold on just a second. Oh, okay, hold on just a second. All right. The police department is making us move away from the location where we are now, but I want to continue to describe, I hope you guys have the pictures. The suspect apparently wearing a blue blazer. It looks like a navy blue blazer, either a light blue or a white collared shirt, sneakers, like black and white sneakers. Looks like to be like a pair of dark jeans, carrying what appears to be an AR-15. Oh, sorry, I gotta move. Cops are yelling at us.
You can see HSIs
okay, thanks,
there.
guys, be careful.
See, like I said, the feds are there on the scene as well.
What appears to be an AR-15. He's holding it down by his side as he is walking, and he seems to be walking with purpose. It's not like he's just casually walking along the street. It looks like he is intent, obviously, with an AR-15 of carrying out something destructive. But what's really striking me about this is that it's broad daylight, and apparently nobody in this moment noticed that this man was walking with an AR-15. And the picture, it is absolutely clear.
Yeah, you can really see it. Hold on the air with the mod.
Oh, okay. All right. Now, my colleague, Matt, let's hop back in here. Just go ahead, leave that back there. That's right. We're all helping each other out here, okay? This is breaking news. We haven't been experiencing anything like this in quite some time. So now, you were here when all of this went down. You're just on your way home from work.
I was going home. I was going to Grand Central to catch my train and go home. I had my headphones on, and I tell you, I won't wear my headphones again because I saw a rush of people coming past me. A lot of people, and it didn't look like just normal 1 or 2 people walking by me.
Right.
There's a rush of people.
Yes, you guys can use my content for clips.
Headphones out, and somebody said gunshots. And then I didn't hear anything. And then so I started walking back to check it out. And then somebody said gunshots, shooter, active shooter. And then I saw cops going into the Bank of America building on the side entrance with the guns drawn. And then that's when I just kind of backed up and just see what was going on. Then a bunch of people started running out of that building. And then that's when I saw 4 police officers bringing out another individual that was in a uniform that looked injured. They were carrying him out.
Okay, all right.
situation. We're not really sure what's happening, but we're trying to keep everybody updated. Please, as the governor has said, stay out of that area right now. I know the police are stopping cars and doing inspections. They're not allowing anybody in that area right
Shit is
now.
saying free Palestine.
You know, it's a busy area, so it's very hard to like crowd control it, I'd imagine. But the FBI is involved as well as other authorities. So just please stay safe and stay out of the area just in case there's any other active situation that might unfold.
Major going on, but I think now again this is just securing the crime scene, and now this is transitioning from mitigation of an active shooter threat to now an investigation. And the key thing is the motive, what the motive is, and if this is domestic terrorism, then the FBI will lead it.
Right. I mean, and that's where all the press conference is going to be released. I see Myron's on the stage. Myron, what do you think? Have you been able to get all the information? And I know you're a former federal agent working for Homeland Security. So
Yeah. So what I think is going to happen here.
The FBI and the city police are doing right now. Take us inside.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I can go step by step. So obviously, anytime you got a barricaded shooter like this, you know, SWAT team's going to be activated. They're going to go in, clear it floor by floor, room by room, make sure everything is good. And then, you know, once they establish that, like they said here, where they found a deceased party, then the investigation is going to begin. I assume this is probably going to go to the New York City JTTF, Joint Terrorism Task Force, and FBI is going to run it. And, you know, it could go to any agent within that group because the FBI in New York has a big JTTF, multiple groups. So it's going to go to one of those squads, and they're going to do the investigation. Obviously, they don't have someone in custody, so they're going to try to figure out who he is, where he came from. Obviously, search warrants are going to get. They're going to get search warrants for his phones, home, etc. See if there's other co-conspirators. But FBI is definitely going to take lead on this thing.
Tonight, sources confirmed to CBS News the gunman is dead after shooting himself. Good evening, I'm Dick Brennan.
And I'm Christine Johnson. Let's go live to Chopper 2, which is over the scene right now. And as police continue to search this black vehicle that we've been keeping an eye on here since this all started to unfold.
So it looks like he drove out of state. They did call in a Nevada plate. That looks like a Nevada plate.
Details that we have confirmed. The crime scene centers around a building at 345 Park Avenue. That's on Park Avenue between 51st Street and 52nd Street, also adjacent to Lexington. We know that one police officer was shot. We also know that 2 civilians were shot. And sources tell CBS News that the suspect shot and killed himself. Dick, I'm continuing to just look here at some of the items that may have been taken out of this car. I was looking down at my screen. Did you catch if they took out that brown piece of material out of the trunk of the car?
I didn't see if that came out of the car, but I can tell you clearly they think that this may have been the gunman's car. It's left in the middle of the street, which would be seemingly very odd to leave a car parked straight in the middle of the seat, if that indeed is what it is. And clearly the focus of attention is going to be here for some time. We also have to consider, though, that they have to be concerned about people in those buildings. Number one, we believe that 2 people have been shot, and perhaps there are more victims that they have not found. We hope that is not the case. And then people frequently, and we know in these cases, in these buildings, they hear shots, they go hide. So it may very well be, and we haven't heard from the police yet, that they're going office to office, maybe even closet to closet, because people may be scared and be still in those buildings. We did see a lot of them come out.
We did.
Looks like that's the rifle casing right there.
Just about 20 minutes ago, which is a good sign that police feel as though that they have somewhat of a handle on this situation, and they feel comfortable allowing some of those people that were told to stay in place to actually leave and make it home to their loved ones. But police are still very focused on this particular car here. They seem to have a brown bag that they are.
And remember, guys, we heard it earlier when they were calling in the license plate in Nevada. So this guy drove in as expected.
Looking at, it appears as though that there are some other items there that they've laid out on the sidewalk that they are now inspecting. But this is a very active, a very fluid scene that we are following for you as it unfolds live here on our air. We have team coverage, multiple crews on the scene.
That includes Naveen Dhaliwal and Jennifer Bisram, who've been on the scene since shortly after the news broke at around 6:40 this evening of the shooting. Let's begin with Jennifer Bisram. Jen, what are you learning out there?
Dick and Christine, just what a massive scene out here. That is the word that comes to mind. You know, as you mentioned, this happened around 6 o'clock, a little after 6 o'clock this evening. And when we first got here, Dick, there were several streets blocked up. We were actually at one side of the street. We were now pushed back to the other. We are still seeing emergency vehicles go down the block. But as you mentioned, what we know so far, at least 3 people shot, including a police officer. We are still waiting on official word on their conditions. And again, 345 Park Avenue, as we're told where this incident took place. We're told at one point people could have heard multiple gunshots on the first floor. That coming from a security officer who works inside. He said he could not go on camera, but he told us basically at one point, all of a sudden, there were multiple shots fired. Then there was a pause. Then there was multiple shots fired again. Since we have been here, we have seen people basically coming home from work, just looking distressed in their phones, just looking to see, because at one point, if you remember, or you may recall, there was a lockdown inside of that building. There were people who came up to us, just looked like they had fear in their eyes because they had no idea what was happening inside that building, and they had loved ones and co-workers inside. And within the last half an hour or so, we saw at least dozens, if not close to 100 people just walk out onto down 53rd Street from Park Avenue towards Lexington Avenue.
There's
As
JTTF on
Christine had
scene
mentioned
right there.
earlier, you know, a sign that police had a handle on things at this.
Yeah, JTTF is 100% going to take this case.
It's blocked off. We're still seeing emergency crews coming and going, and people just here standing around trying to figure out or understand what exactly happened here. Christine and Dick?
Jen, I know that you were at the scene when people started to file out after police gave the okay for that first group of folks. Were you able to catch up with any of them? And if you did, what did they say?
We tried to talk with people a few times, Christine, but as you can see from our vantage point, they were just on the other side of the street where it is now blocked off. We were screaming to some of the people across the street, hey, were you in the building? Anything you want to say? But again, they just kind of kept their heads down and kept walking, you know, a sign that they're just probably relieved that they were able to get out of that building or just get out of this situation. As you mentioned, we have crews along this vicinity, and they are definitely working the area also to talk to people who are on the other side of the street. And I'm sure at some point during this newscast or later, we will have people who are either inside the building or people who were in that building or in surrounding buildings that were able to be let out.
Let's get here he is. So we know who the shooter is now, man.
Apparently he was a standout, and it just seemed like actually a mixed race or black guy, but basically he was a standout running back in 2016 for the Golden Valley High School in California, Santa Clarita, California. And so he was he was a standout running back. So this could be a possible motive. I'm not saying it is, but he was a standout running back. You've seen him speaking in the video about his aspirations. He shoots the NFL headquarters. He shoots a building where an NFL headquarters are located. Could be a possible motive in terms of maybe he wasn't, drafted. Maybe he wasn't given an opportunity. Maybe he feels like someone screwed him over, but he should have got an opportunity in there. I'm just putting out some possibilities and some possible links that could have happened. But just want to welcome Myron back on stage. Myron, thanks for joining us. Any additional thoughts you've got on what's been happening?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the news is breaking. It's so can you guys hear me fine? Okay, I think you guys should be able to hear me fine. Sorry, my audio acts up anytime I come into Twitter space. But yeah, I mean, it's breaking news. We don't know what this guy's intention is yet. From what looks like to me, it looks like he's mixed. He looks like he's blocking something else. We don't know what his exact grievance is, but yeah, some people said that the building housed some NFL facilities. I think the place that he went into, there was like a bank there or something like that, some kind of financial institution on the 33rd floor. But we still don't know what his goal was here or what his intention was.
Yeah, Myron, I don't know if you heard what we just said there. We're not saying this is definitely the reasoning, but we found that basically he was a high school running back with huge prospects, and so therefore, because the NFL headquarters was situated there, that could possibly be a motive.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. I know the FBI is probably going to take lead on this case, and they're definitely going to run down everything in this guy's background and life, and see what it is. But even if, this is still going to be looked at as a terrorism case, active shooter cases a lot of times nowadays end up becoming terrorism cases anyway, regardless of whether there's a political ideology with it or not. Like I remember like a year or two ago, there was a guy that got into, was shooting in the NYC trains, and they still charged that as basically a terrorism case, even though it didn't have anything to do with political ideology. So they're definitely JTTF is definitely going to take this case as a terrorism case, investigate. And, over time, I predict that they're going to probably do a press release. They're probably going to release his name now that has been found. And then hopefully they could explain why he did what he did. But I don't know if they'll release that at the press conference this soon.
Also, Myron, I'm not sure if you know about this. We also found some more information.
Yeah.
This was Joa, which is, do you know the guy who got arrested with the pro-Palestinian shirt?
Which guy? Oh, this guy got arrested before with the pro-Palestinian shirt?
No, so not this guy. There's another guy on the scene who's got a pro-Palestinian shirt on, who was arrested, who allegedly said free Palestine. This has been pushed all through social media.
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
So we looked into his background. Joe actually found a lot of information on him. He was, again, he's basically is pro-Palestinian, but he's someone who is from New York. He does a huge amount of charity work with disenfranchised children, women with breast cancer. So, he does. So he's like, he does stand for Palestine as well. So he sounds like he's a guy who helps any kind of cause. So clearly they've just arrested him, even though he has no form of association. Actually seems like a very genuine, good guy who's there for peaceful reasons. But that's the person they've arrested and trying to make it look like the shooter was linked to Palestine.
Yeah. No, I mean, and this is why I'm like very reluctant to say anything, because right now, they're going to try to run with the narrative and say, oh, look, this guy was a Islamic terrorist and he's pro-Palestine. That's what their narrative they're going to definitely try to run with. Obviously, I'm waiting until all the facts come out. But as of right now, I haven't heard anything official that the guy was acting, from some type of political perspective. We don't know yet. So we'll see. I mean, they're probably getting ready to do a press conference here probably within the next hour or two, guaranteed. So we'll see what happens.
What's Dan Bongino's purview here? Is he trying to install himself into the situation, or would this be a normal situation with the director of FBI gets involved?
Let me look here. If he, I mean, FBI is definitely.
He's made a statement. Made a statement.
Yeah. I'm looking right now. FBI's on the scene of Manhattan crime scene. NYPD currently has a lead in this investigation. Our personnel there to support their efforts. Motives are currently under investigation. JTTF is definitely there and looking at what's going on here. And keep in mind, when he says NYPD is, currently the lead on this investigation, there's an active NYPD presence at the JTTF. I already saw a bunch of them there when I was watching the news. So they're going to definitely run this guy's stuff and figure out, if there's a terrorism link for sure. But we'll see what happened. They're trying to figure it out right now. But I guarantee you they're doing search warrants on his phone, going through all of his, digital footprint, figuring out, where he's traveled, all that other stuff, running him through every single government database and figuring out what the motive is. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. But FBI is definitely going to be involved for sure.
Okay, so but in terms of, is it normal for the FBI director of FBI to get involved, or is it normal or not?
Well, he's gonna make the statement on behalf of the agency. You know what I mean? He's gonna say, hey, look, we're out there and we're helping and we're giving assistance. That's typical of what a director because directors and deputy directors, like, they're basically the face of the agency, so they're dealing with the press, they're making the announcements, they're announcing anytime they do a big takedown, anything else like that. So yeah, I mean, that's normal protocol for them to announce, hey, look, we're being involved. We're involved in this investigation. We're assisting, and helping them out.
And it is sort of a big story. It's getting a lot of attention, mostly for bad reasons, right? But you say a lot of times the FBI are clout chasers, right? So that's probably why running out. He saw cameras and.
Oh yeah, they have to be out there, and then obviously New York City is a very sensitive city. It's a city that's, typically always targeted by potential terrorists. So they're gonna, obviously have a big response. Like the JTTF in New York City is huge, guys. Like they have multiple squads of agents that just do counterterrorism, right? And for those that are wondering, the JTTF stands for the Joint Terrorism Task Force, and each squad is comprised of like maybe somewhere between 10 to 20 agents. And these guys aren't just FBI agents. They're HSI, they're DEA, they're ATF, they're, U.S. Marshals, every representative from every agency in the area, both federal and state. We're talking state police, NYPD, housing police, every agency is going to be represented at these JTTFs, and there's multiple squads that run it. So, you know, after 9/11, they definitely beefed up the whole JTTF program in the United States, and the New York City JTTF is one of the biggest ones. I mean, I think they actually have like a director level SES that sits there at the New York field office. It's one of the biggest in the country, if not the biggest.
I just want to give a big shout out to everybody in the space. We've exposed and debunked all of the propaganda in real time. It's like becoming a normal thing for us. Anytime they do a false flag, we're somehow on a space and we're like debunking on real time. Shout out to Joe as well for the information he found. That was golden. Myron, what happens over the next couple of days in terms of from the investigation perspective?
I could tell you right now, they're probably doing search warrants on his phones, on his tablets, computers. He looks like this guy's from Nevada, so FBI Las Vegas is definitely going to be involved, and they're more than likely searching his house right now. If they're not, they got a perimeter around the house, and they're probably drafting a search warrant as we speak. And they're just gonna, go through everything, look for a manifesto, try to find a motive here. They're probably talking to his family right now as we speak as well. They probably identified who his parents are, significant others, etc. So at this point, they're going to try to figure out who this guy is, get his complete background, and try to find a motive through searching his stuff and also speaking to people that knew him.
Standout running back Shane Tamira from the Granada Hills football team. Big 35-31 victory against Kennedy tonight. The battle for Granada Hills. Shane, just talk about you guys getting that win tonight. How'd you guys come through?
We definitely had to stay disciplined. We were down 10-0. We definitely had to stay disciplined. Our coach kept saying, don't hold your heads down, don't hold your heads down. We just had to stay disciplined and come together as a team.
Shane, a couple of touchdowns for you, including a huge one late in the game there in the fourth quarter with under 4 minutes to go. That put you guys up 35-24, sort of sealed the game there for you guys, gave you guys a nice cushion. Take us through that play right there, jailbreak screen right there. Then you broke free about the 50-yard line and then took it to the house.
Well, our coach basically asked me, he was like, Shane, is the T-screen open? Is the T-screen open? I was like, yeah, it's definitely open. So we just threw the pass to me, Ernie threw the pass to me, and one thing led to another, and I scored.
Shane, talk about, you mentioned you guys were down 10-0, early hole. Things could have got out of control possibly. How did you guys pick yourself up off the floor after that early 10-0 deficit?
Definitely had to stay disciplined. Our coaches kept telling us, don't hold your heads down. It's just the first half, or it's actually just the first quarter. We just had to keep playing, keep fighting through it, and just hold our heads up high, and then a good result.
Sounds like an average dude, man. This is a kid that you could see anywhere in Middle America. Weird, man. Very strange.
Standout running back.
I don't know what the hell this guy's motive was.